Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode 294.
The goddamn greenest and most Irish podcast on the network. Recording on St. Paddy's Day.
That's right. That's right. And people may be going, really? You're not out drinking? Two guys who talk about beer enough that it's bored us on many occasions?
Well, I have a beer right here next to me.
I actually don't, but it's amateur hour out there on a day like today. We've talked about it a little bit before. You know, it's like,
yeah,
like this day and New Year's Eve are the 2 days I absolutely hate going out. Like going to a friend's house is one thing, but going to a bar or bars, you know, it's like there's just nothing. It's just a shit show. You know,
it is a shit show. There's
freaking, you know, cops everywhere because they're looking for drunkards. There's, you know, just people being out being obnoxious because it's St. Patty's Day. I gotta have my green beers, boyo.
Heidely.
Yeah. Yeah. You run into way more bros.
You know what's worse than drinking green beer, Brian?
Just that green beer exists in the first place?
Puking that shit up.
I have never had a green beer, so I don't.
You ain't missing much, my friend.
I know, because it's just food coloring and it's stupid.
Oh.
Not to mention the beers we drink a lot of times, you wouldn't even notice the food coloring in them.
Well, this is true. I mean, I've done the old St. Patty's out a couple times, and I eventually switched to green beer because when you're drinking Guinness all day,
yeah,
well, it gets pricey.
Yeah.
And plus, you just get so hammered. You're like, oh, I'll take a 50-cent beer.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care what's in it.
Well, yeah, at that point, you're just, you're just well, again, shit show.
Shit show.
So, yeah. It's,
although there's a chance next year I'll probably join the shit show, the circus, because it's going to be on a Saturday. And,
right. That's a terrible idea. I'm calling
my brother-in-law is a big fan of St. Patty's Day, and he's a blast to have a couple cocktails with. So
yeah, fair enough.
Maybe we can roll deep and get a crew of dudes.
I like that idea, although I hate the idea at the same time.
Yeah, but Brian, it's we can put on kilts and stuff.
I was thinking more rugged dudes.
Oh,
rugged dudes going out, beer drinking and hell raising.
Kilts?
No, not rugged kilts. No. Now, I don't think a kilt's a good idea when you're drinking that heavily because just things happen.
Well, just think how convenient it would be just to kind of squat a little and just hose on the floor.
I already do that,
because that would for sure happen.
Yeah, I could totally see you doing that, which terrifies me a lot. Hey, Tony, no, go in the bathroom at least.
Plus, when you have some, drunken dame come up and she'd be like, is it a traditional kilt? You can be like, oh, you can find out.
As you're squatting.
Yeah. Grab me, Shillelagh. Something like that.
You might have just named the show. Oh, shit.
Idly, ho. Should have Irish music queued up.
No, we shouldn't.
No, you don't think so?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. We should have.
All right. Thank you.
We are terribly unprepared here. But, what are you going to do?
Oh, that's pretty typical for salty language.
Very typical, yeah. I'm not wearing any green today. My mom made a Jig's dinner, and I'm like, nope, cabbage sucks. So I'm, and she's like, aren't you Irish? And I was like, I drink, like, because if we're going to be stereotypical, so I grabbed a potato and ate it. No.
Right. Headbutt the shit out of somebody.
An Irish apple, if you will.
Nice.
I'm just being terrible now. Yeah. Well, if I headbutt somebody, that's the end of them. So I don't. Yeah,
it's assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best idea. That's why I don't go drink on St. Patty's Day. I'll just end up with hooligans and, headbutting people. And
like I said, we're going to roll deep.
Yeah, I'm going to need to.
Squad goals.
Yeah, squad goals. Brian collapses one guy's melon at least.
Exactly. Good Lord, he get hit by a beer keg?
Yeah.
No, that guy's face.
Oh, well, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Good googly moogly.
Oh, man. So, yeah,
it's always a bummer working today.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I drive around like an idiot.
Yeah.
And I never want to work because who does?
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm driving around and I'm just seeing like how full up the bars are, despite the fact that it is amateur hour, it makes me want to go and join in the festivities.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. That's it's always a bummer. I mean, there was one year I was working and I had to go up to Ann Arbor and drive through campus.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, this is a shit show around here. God, it looks fun.
Wait. You're telling me the college kids go out and drink?
I know. What? Who knew?
What? Yeah.
It is crazy talk.
Yeah, I bet there were a lot of Bud Light Shamrocks all over the place up there.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yep. Like I said, I mean, in all fairness, if we were out drinking and Bud Lights were 50 cents, I'd be knocking back a lot of Bud Lights. I mean, 50 cents.
Price point.
Yeah. Like we've said before, there's a time and place for cheap beer. And that's one of them.
Plus, you do have to stay hydrated.
It's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't start my night out, start off with a couple nice crisp, craft beers. And then, after, like you said, after a while, you're like, 50-cent beers.
Yeah, I don't care what color it is.
Yeah. I don't care what that's a dangerous situation,
Yeah.
Who knows what someone's handing you at that point, but, cause you do that and you gotta have an Irish car bomb at some point and, drink a bunch of Jameson and, whew,
right.
What a shit show. Just do all the stereotypical Irish things you can do.
You imagine being an Uber driver tonight?
Oh God, it's gotta be awful or great and maybe a combination of both.
Yeah, it's like once you look at that money they're probably making, it's probably like, this is terrific.
It's like being
terrific.
A bartender tonight, You're just going to see things that are hilarious, but also probably be annoyed out of your mind. So,
oh, yeah, I imagine.
Not just bartenders, servers of any kind, but yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit show.
You're bumming if you're a restaurant that doesn't serve beer tonight, because who's eating tonight? Oh, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of places do the old Jig's dinner. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Saw some people mixing it up a little bit this year, which is interesting, It's interesting to me to see, well, first of all, there's kind of two schools of thought that I'm aware of. There may be more, but on, do you cook everything together or do you cook everything separate? Or not everything, but you know what I mean? Like you do the veggies separate, the cabbage separate, or the cabbage and the veggies together, or the meat,
I would say, I've never made one per se, but I've eaten them. Yeah. But I would say do it all together so it all gets that, Flavor Town.
That awful cabbage taste. Yeah.
Well, I guess for you, yes, because you're not into that jam.
Right. Obviously I would prefer it separate because, I'll throw down on some corned beef or brisket or whatever, but
yeah.
And the veggies I love, but the cabbage can just go right to hell.
It's right out.
Right out. Yeah. But anyway, but yeah, I've seen like the choice of vegetables too, because I've seen some people that make it, honestly, it looks more and sounds more like a hobo dinner kind of a thing,
right?
But I saw a few people today with like also putting leeks in theirs, and that makes total sense because,
next level Jig's dinner.
Boom. Yeah. So yeah, it's just interesting to me to see how some people's tradition is just slightly different, but it's the same kind, the base is the same,
Right. Base. How low do you go?
Mm-hmm.
Death row.
Yep. My family was
what a leprechaun know.
Leprechaun in the Hood? Great movie.
Oh, God damn it. I wish I had some of those clips too.
I'll tell you what,
should have been prepared.
Leprechaun in the Hood's a movie we should do a movie review on.
I will add it to the list here underneath waiting to exhale. Perfect.
Wait. They had it on Sci-Fi. I can't remember if it's today or tomorrow. They're having
sorry, it's not it's Da.
Oh yeah, and Da Hood, right.
Da Hood.
They're having a marathon of Leprechaun movies.
Of course they are.
And of course Into Hood is one of them.
Well, yeah.
The best one.
It could be Wicked's finest work.
Yeah, you're right, because that was before, what's his name? They got, a guy who used to be in WWE. His wrestling name was Hornswoggle. He is the new Leprechaun, I think, in the last one.
Is that a proud parent moment when your small adult child becomes the Leprechaun?
I think so. It would be for me because of how much I enjoy the franchise, I mean, he was pretty excited about it. I heard him on a podcast talking about it, and, he was like, this is so cool. I love the other movies. And I was like, see, yeah,
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but what else are you going to do?
Well, true. Well, he wrestles, so.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah. I mean, he was on WWE, not a lot. I mean, off and on for a while, actually. He was with them for a good chunk of time. Like, when they first brought him in, I was like, oh, this poor guy's going to be gone in like a month, just because it's a Vince McMahon thing. He's going to bring him in and be like, ha ha, look, he's little, he can't reach the ring. Ha ha.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, just Vince.
Throw him through 18 tables.
Well, he did have, they did have a, God, what was it? Oh, a step ladders match with him and another, little person, which was really funny, but it was like, he was totally into it, but, he's also a guy who on that podcast, I think it was the Ross Report, and, he was talking about like he hates the term, or maybe it was, I don't know, it was one of the podcasts I listened to. Anyway, he doesn't like being called a little person, he wants to be called a midget, so.
Oh, well, good on him,
or
right?
Or dwarf, I can't remember which it is, but yeah, but anyway, enough of that.
I've seen that guy before, now that I'm looking at images of him.
Yeah. Because they did that storyline where he turned out to be Vince McMahon's like illegitimate child,
that's hilarious.
It was terrible, so bad. Yeah, when he first came out, with Fit Finley. I don't know if you remember him or not.
The name is vaguely familiar.
Speaking of Shillelagh, because remember Fit used to carry a Shillelagh out to the ring with him.
Of course.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, here you go. There's a WWE card with the both of them on it.
Yeah.
Boy, for being named Fit Finley, he's not that fit.
Well, he was kind of old,
I guess for his age.
Yeah. Listen, from what I've heard, you wouldn't say that to his face or he'd kill you. So, I've heard he's pretty, I've heard he's stiff. No. I've heard he's a pretty bad dude as far as like if someone pisses him off. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
So he's only 5'10", whatever. They needed a Hornswoggle, make him look bigger.
Yeah.
I'm shitting on you, Fit Finley. I'm sorry. David John Finley Jr.
Oh, damn. You don't shoot.
Shit.
Tony's shooting on him now.
Yep. Middle name.
Damn, son. All right. I'm just going to warn everybody listening right now. That's not even going to be close to the end of the wrestling talk for this episode.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. It's all right. Let's get some business out of the way, Tony. Some business. If you will.
Business.
All
right. Let's get some business.
All right. First bit of business that I have is, pal of mine, Philip. I think I don't know if I mentioned it on the show or not, but anyway, him and a pal of his they launched a brand new podcast, which, as of yesterday is now available on iTunes. It's called ML Beers, and they talk about baseball and craft beer. So
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, if you're into one or both of those things, they're pretty new podcasts. There's only 1 or 2 episodes released, so, but go give them a listen, help, pop their numbers up a little bit. They also, you can submit questions to them. I don't remember what it is, but I was trying to think what their, link on, Twitter is, but I can't. Oh, there it is. I do have it. It's at ML Beers Podcast on Twitter. They're also available on SoundCloud. We'll have the link in the show notes if you'd like that to the first episode. And,
right.
Go give them a listen and, help a brother out.
Well, I mean, they're going to get that salty language push.
Yeah, sure. They'll be up to like 2 listeners.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just had an interesting link texted to me that I guess we'll probably talk about.
Fair enough. All right.
No spoilers.
Nice. All right. The next bit of business is, this is episode 294 and, we're creeping, like we're, getting close to 300. And,
yeah.
We, if anyone would like to send anything to us, you don't have to, but, just, hey, if you'd like to, you can email stuff in.
It's like, you should.
You should. Why not, right? We're your heroes. Why not?
Exactly.
So you can email stuff to us at saltylanguage@gmail.com. So if we're just, hey, if you want to like send us a video or an audio file, you can email it in or send it to us via Twitter, something along those lines. Or the sexiest way.
Call up our voicemail at 415-857-2589, and that's 415-85-SALTY.
Wow. Really put some stank on that Y there, didn't you?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. So if you'd like to do that, we're hoping if anyone's going to send stuff in to please do so before we hit our 299th episode. That way we can put things together for the 300th episth.
You mean preparation?
Yep.
Fuck that. Don't call.
For the upcoming super gigundo-sized 300th episode edition.
Giant size, super sexy.
Yeah.
Girls of the Midwest edition.
Listen, if there's girls of the Midwest that would like to send nudes, please send them to,
totally nude.
Totally nude. Yeah. All right. So what else, other business we got here?
We got that Patreon business, Brian.
Oh, you're right.
Do you want the luck of the Irish in your life?
I do.
Support Salty Language on Patreon by going to patreon.com/saltylanguage. And, we have various tiers of goodness that you can hop on. And
for once, we're offering you tiers of happiness.
Yes, exactly. Tears of joy, even.
Right.
And we went through them last week, so I'm not going to go through them again. But
hit the link up.
Lo and behold, there's good shit there.
Hit the link
sons
up.
And daughters.
Share it with your friends. Donate in your friends' honor. Instead of giving them birthday gifts, just donate to our Patreon instead.
Exactly.
What a great gift. Tony, can you imagine for your birthday, I handed you a card that said I donated $1 million to Salty Language on Patreon? You'd be happy as hell, right?
Because as I'm part of Salty Language, I sure would be.
You'd also probably be like, where'd you get $1 million?
I go, is this check going to clear?
It won't.
But say one of you random listeners out there decided to give your mother a birthday card. And inside there is a note that says, in lieu of a gift, I donated to Salty Language.
Right. Mom would give you the tenderest of hugs, a gentle kiss on the cheek, and say, thank you. You've done right in the world. I've clearly been a great parent.
Yes, I have raised you properly, son. There'll be one tear going down that wrinkled cheek.
Yes. She's like, I can't believe you donated at the highest level and gave more money than that just to help those wonderful chaps out.
It's exactly.
Yeah. By the way, Chaps Out sounds like a title of one of our shows, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does.
Very erotic. So, all right. So what other business do we have here? Oh, forgot one. Our pal Dell over at the BT140 podcast is, raising money for his March of Babies.
Can we call it the March of Leprechauns today?
Yeah, we can. March of Leprechauns. He's, still collecting for that. So, the link's in the show notes. But you can hit him up on, Twitter at IamDelFreaky. And the link to donate is there, as well as, you can, with your donation, you can claim various things that people have offered up. There's, t-shirts available, picking topics for podcasts, tweet reads, just a whole bunch of stuff on there. So, if you can, go help out Dell's babies.
Is the sensual massage with full release still on there?
No, claimed right away, actually.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God, I was hoping to get that one.
Yeah, well, my massages aren't free, my friend, and I actually claimed it, so. I was like, I don't want to touch anyone. Like, why did I do this? Yeah, there's been some fun stuff out there. Our pal James over at The Obscure Gentleman, who, rarely does anything, lewd on his Twitter feed, put up where people could donate extra and get him to read their lewd tweets. Nerdy, yeah, which is fun. Another friend of mine, Nikia, she posted, she roasts people, which have been pretty funny. Like I said, there's all sorts of different stuff people are doing over there. It's, pretty awesome. It's pretty, for a good cause.
It's all for a good cause.
Right.
The leprechauns need.
That is true. They do. You'd think that pot of gold would be enough, but it isn't.
Well, once gold prices went up, everyone just found all the pots of gold.
Yeah, you're right.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Leprechauns are on the streets now, guys.
They're into hood even.
Yes. I heard somewhere in space.
Yeah. Oh, terrifying. All right, let me look.
Cons.
Let me look real quick. All right. Yeah, that looks like, I think that's the business that I have. Do you have any more business, my friend?
No, I think.
You sure you don't?
Oh, well, yeah, I kind of do.
It was like I thought
you did. The old YouTube videos, all the treats from X-Lease or X. Thanks again, lady. Yeah, there should have been a video posted already, but my computer ate the file or something. So I had to redo the whole video, and I'm almost done. So by the time this is posted, it actually should be up with fresh new video editing software, stirring its delicious magical juices throughout it.
Wow. We've only been recording for less than half an hour at this point, and I imagine people have already taken a break to release some nether broth. Because, this show's just been maybe too erotic this far.
That sounds like spooky soup.
Oh, nether broth? It does.
Wow.
Yeah.
The old spookies.
Yeah. Well, maybe it is. Maybe they're so, like, you know, spookified by this episode that they have to go, you know, release some nether broth, as we said. So
The old nether broth.
Yep.
The old girl.
Exactly. So yeah, I feel like you had another piece of business we talked about before we recorded and you haven't mentioned yet.
Oh, that business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this isn't exactly salty language business. It's more like friends of salty language
Well,
business.
I've covered some business that's not our business necessarily. So,
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So, Brian, do you remember there was a podcast known as the Passersby Podcast?
I do remember. I believe there was a tremendous episode of it.
There was. It involved Scotty Karate.
Yeah.
That's right. We were on it. It was
that's right.
amazing. Now, Matthew McDonough, who is the host of that and has retired his show and has sailed off into the sunset. He's going through some personal issues with his family and whatnot now, you know, and he's got a GoFundMe up to help support his family and their need. Mm-hmm. And he's actually almost at his goal, which is awesome.
Right.
But so you want to go to GoFundMe/Raymond Mason if you want to read the story behind the GoFundMe and you want to, you know, see his loverly family. And if you want to donate, and we'll have the link in the show notes.
Yep.
And you know, hey, here is Salty Language. Despite the fact we tell horrific dick jokes, we touch on pedophilia sometimes and skirt the edge of racism.
Oh man, you are not selling us well right now.
We are good people pushing good causes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. We're back. Yeah, you're right. The March for Babies, you know, helping out, Matt, you know, promoting another podcast, telling people to donate to our Patreon. Yeah, you're right. All these are great causes. Yeah.
These are all great causes.
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, you know, check it out. Read his story.
Yeah. Even if you can't help, maybe share it if you're on Facebook or something like that to where maybe somebody else, you know, might be able to help. Or at least it gets it, you know, kind of get it out there to where others can help them. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because, you know, they're good people and, you know, everybody hits a rough patch in their life sometimes. It's nice when the internet comes together and when the internet's at its best, you know, when other people are like, wow, I can help a little bit. And then that power Voltrons together and, you know, can help.
Exactly.
And stuff. All right.
Exactly.
I have one last piece of business and then we can finally get this damn show going.
Oh, okay.
And that's, you know, Tony, do you remember there was this podcast that we were on, you've been on a few times, they were on our show. They're called Daft Pod.
Wait, hold on, let me think.
You ever heard of them?
Oh, wait. It's with Annie and like Ned or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Ned and Annie, you're right. Yeah. Sid and Nancy, right.
Yeah, of course, Brian. Of course.
Right. I've heard, I mean, I don't listen to their show or pay any attention to them, but I've heard that they're coming up on their 3-year anniversary of podcasting.
I have also heard this rumor.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, it's not as robust as us, but you know, it's a cute start. So, you know, just, our agent apparently says it's good for our PR to wish them a happy anniversary or something.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. He was pretty forceful about it. So, yeah. So, I guess happy anniversary. What was their names again?
I'm pretty sure it was Nick and, Amy?
Yeah, that seems right. Yeah. Amy Lee, I think it was.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I love her in Kung Fu movies.
Yeah. I think you're thinking of Bruce Lee.
No, he's dead.
Oh, well, obviously. Oh, now I'm sad. All kidding aside, you know, happy anniversary to you guys, you know, and many, many more.
Exactly. Neil, Annalise, love you guys.
No. I kid. All right, enough of this business stuff. All right, we've talked about other people enough, Tony. Now it's time to get to the meat.
That sounds hot.
Yeah. Anyway, so how was your week?
It's been a busy week, like work wise.
All right. Well, my week wasn't. No.
And it was an all right week, Brian.
Mm-hmm. No.
An all right week.
Anything stand out? Did you get power back? We need a power update.
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, right after we got done recording,
of course,
I monkeyed outside and I topped off the fuel tank, and ye old generator was out there. And I came inside. I was about to take my shoes off, and my phone's like, bing. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was a text from Power Company saying, you should have power back.
Now, hold on. I have to resolve what happened on the show. Did it bing or did it just vibrate?
I think it binged.
Oh, see, Jeannie said it was going to bing. You said now it's going to vibrate. So I'm just saying.
Not 100% sure.
All right.
Because I was outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's
convenient.
There.
I appreciate how you're not 100% sure because, you might be wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure on that.
All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, so I went through all the rigmarole that you have to go through to disconnect the generators so you don't fry shit. And
yeah.
Sure enough, flipped the switch, boom, power was on. It was a beautiful thing.
Now, did you pull a He-Man, and say, I have the power or anything like that? Because that's what you should have did.
God damn it, I should have done that.
Letting everyone
That would have been excellent.
Yeah, like as you're flipping the breaker or something like that.
Yeah.
I have the power. Lights just come on.
Yeah, that would have been
He-Man.
excellent.
Yeah. Point to your cat. The cat turns into Battle Cat.
Yeah, I'm not that cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear you got your power back, and I'm sure you're very glad as well.
Oh my God. I could finally do like laundry and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful thing.
Right.
And not have outside the house.
Yeah.
Also no good.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very conducive to sleeping well. So.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Anything else?
I really feel like I have stuff, but it's been such a like at work, we haven't been busy for months.
Mm-hmm.
And this week we just got our dicks kicked in. So it's basically like I've been working and I just come home and then I sleep and I go back to work. So nothing really stands out.
I get you. Okay.
Yeah. Although, we've been doing the Hello Fresh. We've been doing the Hello Fresh thing.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
And that's actually been working out pretty good.
Yeah, food's looked pretty good as, you've been posting the pictures.
Yeah. I only got a few complaints.
Okay.
One would be that and I know we're an oddball family, but really need more vegetables in there. Mm-hmm. Like I made it was ducka spiced crusted cod, but I call it durka.
Okay.
So durka spiced cod with like roasted Brussels sprouts and tomatoes.
Okay.
Over a bed of couscous.
All right.
And it was delicious. But like my family, when we make Brussels sprouts for dinner, we will make, no shitting, 2 pounds of them.
Wow.
And we eat a lot of them.
Oh my God. I can't imagine the smell of that house.
Oh, it's delicious, Brian. It smells like roasted cruciferous vegetables and asshole.
I was going to say before and after. Wow. I'm sure that's what the Brussels sprout board really wants people to remember from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But so I pulled out the Brussels sprouts and it was these 2 little like lunch bags of and I'm like, this is not nearly enough for what we need.
Yeah.
Because I know my family and that's the only complaint we've had is it's not enough vegetables for us.
Okay.
And it's like, I understand that they're planning for the like a pretty much standard American diet, and I'm an oddball. I don't, try not to eat the carbs as much.
Right.
They're like, here's all the carbs, and I get it because grain's cheap.
Yep.
So like when we like the couscous, there was like nothing else was left over except for a big pile of couscous still.
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
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 And Logan made food tonight, and it was pesto turkey meatballs with like broccoli and some pasta, and there was a shitload of pasta. And it was good, although it could use more seasoning, in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
But it was tasty, but that's only my only real complaint is like, if I want to go low carb, it's really, really hard for me to do.
Okay, so they don't have an option to where you could pick like a low carb options or whatever?
I think you could do vegetarian, that's about it.
That's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, because then you're also giving up meat, so.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, do they send you meat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I just making sure.
I mean, as a service, it's cool.
Right.
Because, like, a box shows up and it's all wrapped in this big foil thing. There's these humongous ice packs, which I kept a couple of, because I'm like, these will be awesome in the summer.
Right.
And everything's cold and everything's contained in one box. It's like, here's your meal. And it has a recipe card. And, I mean, yeah, you have everything you need to make that one meal. And it is pretty cool. And I'm a big fan of, like when you get herbs, you actually have to like take them off the stems, or
they're actual like fresh herbs.
You actually have to prepare stuff.
Okay.
You have to chop, or nothing's just ready for you.
Okay.
So it's, if you don't really know what you're doing in the kitchen, for sure it's a good service. Or like what we're doing with the kids because they want to cook. Boom, here you go. Here's everything you need to make a meal.
Right, but you still have to do the work. It's not like buying microwave dinner type, concepts or something, or a take and bake kind of a situation.
Right, exactly.
You still have to do some work.
It's cool like that.
Okay.
But, I kind of wish they had more dietary options, I guess would be the word.
I think one of the companies does. I can't remember, because I remember reading a review for, it was like they compared, I can't remember, it was 3 or 4 of them. It was a Blue Apron, Hello Fresh. There was another one that I think it was 3 different ones. And one of them I think had different dietary options.
Right.
But I think that one was like the most expensive one or something though. So
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, they're not a sponsor or anything.
Right.
But I mean, shit, if people really want to try it out, hit me up because I can refer you and I get a little bit, but you get even more. I think like for every referral, they get like $40 of credit and I get 20.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, if people really want to try it, hit me up on, Face page or Twitter at Monotony, whatever, and I'll send a forward your way and you can try it out if you want.
Neat. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. I think it's cool, but I mean, like I said, we didn't have to really grocery shop after the power outage, which is nice.
Yeah, I could see where that would be nice. Yeah.
Just some essentials like that we had to throw away, but for the most part it was like, well, we just had all this food show up. So
out of curiosity, what are you doing like when you don't get enough of the Brussels sprouts? Do you make more, or do you?
That's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna like look at the meal and be like say it was the cod of the I would buy more Brussels sprouts, or maybe I'd buy cauliflower so I could do like, instead of served on couscous for me, I could do it on cauliflower.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
So I mean, it's it's just we decided we're going to take the meal and augment it a little bit.
Sure. That makes sense.
Although I like it because it's kind of cool because it's getting us outside of our comfort zone of food that we normally just buy and eat, because normally it's like the same.
Yeah, sure. Like most people is. Yeah, you probably have like 10 things that you kind of rotate through or something like that, and gives you a different option.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or even, if you, kind of see it and learn how to make it a little bit, you kind of have the recipe, or you essentially have the recipe there. So you could just go buy the stuff yourself if you want to repeat it.
Because it tells you exactly like, here's all the ingredients you have. It tells you how much the serving, how much to use.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like we're keeping the recipe cards.
Sure.
Of the ones we like.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Although we should probably just take a picture of it now that I think about it, but.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Cool. Well, I'm glad that's working out because, I've always, kind of wanted to do that because it'd just be nice every once in a while to just be like, here's all the stuff. Because, I don't mind making this stuff. But, sometimes you look at a recipe and be like, oh, I don't have this. I don't have that, and like, I don't feel like running to the store for like 2 things,
Well, yeah, that's what's cool because it's all comes in this rectangular cardboard box that's, taped down.
Yeah.
And all your ingredients, except with the exception of meat, is in that box.
Okay.
So you just slide the box out of the fridge, rip it open, and,
yeah,
here we go. Ready, set, go. Nice. It's all right here.
Now, for somebody who's not a, what do you call it? Not, used to making stuff already or doesn't know technique and whatnot, does it have things that show you, or are there links to videos or anything like that?
You know what? I've honestly never looked because
okay.
I just kind of when it's like, finally minced the parsley or whatever. I'm just like, I'm on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what I.
I understand. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I probably would just go, oh, okay. I wouldn't look up how to mince because I.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Because I remember in that review I read that I think Blue Apron includes, like, on the card, there's actually like a picture of like a kind of a here's how to do things.
That's kind of what they do.
Okay.
It's like 6, 7, 8 steps or whatever, and there's a picture with a paragraph of text underneath it.
Okay, because there was one of them that, like, the only instructional stuff they had, you had to basically go online to watch a video of how to do it. So
that seems kind of shitty.
Well, it's not all bad. Like, if you don't know how to, chiffonade or something like that, if you don't know what that is, then at least you could learn so that,
That's true.
But
I'm with you. My issue with the video thing would be, is like, I don't know if you've tried to make recipes off of videos on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
But you're like, and you have to keep backing up or pausing. Or,
yeah.
It's not always easiest when you got a bleeding hand and a knife or something.
I don't think you're supposed to continue cooking when you have a bleeding hand. At least until you get it bandaged up or put in a glove or something, from what I've seen on Chopped.
Brian, that's what we call flavor country.
Boy, the steak is bloody. Yes, the steak.
Sure is.
Tony, how'd you get those grill marks on your arm?
Pain.
I was leaning on the grill waiting for the steak to finish. And I saw him and I was like, well, I need that crisscross look,
Yep. Gotta get that crosshatch.
Yep. Oh, shit. All right.
Oh, I also got new glasses. Oh, not on my face. They're coming, though. Because I did another online thing. Ordered glasses off that Zenny Optical.
Okay.
So, because you can get like dirt-ass cheap glasses online.
I don't even know what that is, so, yeah.
No, it's like, it's called Zenni.
Okay.
Zenny Optical. And you plug in your prescription and they have frames that are as low as like $13.
Wow.
And then, like the frames I picked out were like 25, and then with everything and shipping, all that, I think my glasses are going to cost you like $60.
Oh, wow. Do they take insurances and stuff?
No.
Okay.
Or if they do, I didn't see anything for it.
Okay.
But I mean, cause I got like fresh contacts I got to go pick up, but these glasses are so old.
Yeah.
And our friend Michelle, she bought glasses for Zenny, and she's really happy with them. So I'm like, well, let me see what we got here. And I found some frames that are pretty cool, and you can like put a picture of your face in there and put the frames on it, so you can kind of see what they look like.
That's cool, yeah.
Neat.
So
we'll see how that turns out.
You got to play a little dress up on
I did
online.
I did.
It's like, what would happen if I was a paper doll and wanted new glasses?
Oh, this is what.
So whimsical, yeah.
It is whimsical.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. All I know is it'd be nice to, with these, if I look down, not now because I got the headphones on, but if I look down, they just fall off my face. They're so busted.
That's helpful.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, it would sure be nice not to have shitty glasses.
I guess. Yeah. True. That's one thing that's nice about the ones I'm wearing. I don't have to worry about that. Like, if I look down, they stay where they're supposed to stay. After a while of talking, they move. Because I sniffle so much because of my stupid sinuses, I constantly am moving them, but otherwise they stay pretty well. So, which is good. Cause I remember when I was a kid, I used to have to put those freaking those little pad things on the inside of the nose, so that they wouldn't slide all over the place. It was good times.
Good times.
Till one of those came off and there was just that gunky adhesive left on there. And then
it really sticks to your
face.
face.
It really did. It would stick to your nose then. It was fun. It's like, oh, why do I have this giant red spot on my nose now? Awesome.
Is it though?
No, it wasn't.
You're like, no, not
even a little. No. Alrighty. So, anything else for your week or?
I'm sure something will pop in my head.
Fair enough.
Because that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
How about yourself, sir?
I've had a pretty uneventful week. Just mostly, well, I talk about it a lot on the, New Crazy Life about how after, going out Saturday, when I came home, I was like, it was weird because like when I got in the house, it was really quiet, and I just felt done, just drained. And like, right. I mean, I was exhausted when I came in, and I went in, got into bed and just basically turned my fan on in my room. And that's it. Like, and normally, at that time of night, I'd, turn the TV on for a little bit and watch something or whatever. And I mean, I barely picked up my phone even. I just sat there, in the dark, and I ended up, falling asleep, and I spent the better part of the next few days kind of doing the same thing. So, I think, that emotionally, like I got drained. Like I pushed
right.
I was too far in that area of, that my anxiety had been running at a high level. And, at the bar, remember, like when I was like, I need to go outside for a few minutes, I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, but I felt okay then. But I think I didn't really realize how far the other way I had, kind of depleted myself way down. And, so yeah, that's pretty much what I.
Oh my God.
My
face just exploded. Sorry.
It did. Tony doesn't have the front of his face anymore.
Holy shit.
Oddly enough, he's a Terminator. But yeah, so that was not fun, but
it doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just really strange.
Better now though.
Yeah, I'm doing better now. Yeah. It was really strange though, because normally I kind of feel when I'm getting close to my limit, and I totally didn't feel it. So it might have been that 13%er, but
you mean the pint of 13%?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah, there's
weird.
Yeah, I know. Walk up to the bar and, order a 13% beer that's supposed to come in a 6 or a 10 ounce pour, and the guy just pours me a pint. As he was doing it, I'm like, nice, they got pints tonight, cause 6 and 10 was what we were told the, Thursday before that. And then, he hands it to me and was like, yeah, we're only, he's like, oh, I was like, I didn't realize we're supposed to give 6 or 10 ounces. So, man, I don't know, I'm sure that had something to do with it too, kind of numb me a little bit, but yeah, it was crazy just how I just was mentally, must have been just overstimulated. Cause it was kind of that constant noise in the bar. It got louder as the night went on because more people showed up, I was getting warm, it was just a bad combination, but it wasn't that I didn't have a good time, but like I said, the weirdest part and the scariest part a little bit to me is I didn't catch it,
Right.
Cause for the most part, I can kind of tell when I'm getting close to my fill basically. And, I couldn't, I totally missed it. So, but whatever. Like I said, I'm okay now. So.
This is good.
Yep. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, that I can think of. They added, Lucha Underground to Netflix. Like they have season 1 and season 2 of it.
Right.
And this is a wrestling show on, the El Rey network. And, it's a weird show. Like the wrestling it's luchador type wrestling for the most part. So there's a lot of jumps and flips and hurricane ranas and stuff like that are awesome to watch,
Just plain silliness,
you're
saying?
And there's a couple of guys that are, not that style, that are more power based or whatever and stuff. But, it's been fun to watch. And, but it's funny because I have to watch it with subtitles on because they speak Spanish quite enough that, otherwise I won't know what they're saying during some of the promos.
Right.
But, so yeah, I've been starting to watch that, but there's also weird stuff in the show. And I know of some of the stuff that's coming up that I haven't seen yet, but, it's very much based in like some of the places or the characters having like, a mystical power or something like that, which is very common in Lucha.
Geez.
Well, it's common in Lucha Libre, you know.
Okay, maybe I'm just not a Lucha Libre expert,
right?
But just, you know,
like
the mystical powers thing. Just I guess Undertaker. So whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they also have they have intergender matches, so they have men versus women. They had one of the times I was watching. They introduced this guy, and then a little person came out and wrestled him, and it was a hell of a match. And it wasn't just the bigger guy just smushing the little guy. Like the little dude's doing like head scissors and flipping all over the place. It was really impressive.
Really?
Yeah, it was a really good match. Yeah. They've done what was the other kind? I'm trying to think what other matches there were. I feel like there's and again, this is popular in Lucha Libre. There's a style of wrestler that I can't remember what it's called now, but it's a guy who's dressed up essentially. You remember or know who Gorgeous George was?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
Came out basically dressed in lady stuff for the most part, and that's what this guy. What's his name? It's like Pimpinella something, I think. And it's this guy who comes out and he's wearing like the leggings that the women, like nylons, you know, that they're wearing. And his suit is cut like a woman's one. He's got this wig and earrings. And one of the things he does is like if he gets an opponent in the corner, he goes over to him and just pumps the crowd up, you know, and the crowd goes crazy. And then like he kisses them. And of course, that's the ultimate, you know, like, you know, people of course would like fall on the mat and because, you know, they were kissed by one of these characters or whatever.
Well, I just Googled Pimpinella.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see this guy.
Okay.
And I found instead a swarthy Latin singing duet with some sort of redhead lady and a guy with a great mullet and a okay beard.
Oh.
Maybe. So I need the Pimpinella Lucha.
There you go, yeah.
Oh my.
Did you find it? Okay. Do you have the full, give me the full name if it's there.
I'm just looking at images because
okay.
Because I have my pants down. It's Pimpinella Escarlata.
There you go. That's who it is. Yep.
It looks like it's like if there was a Latino Dr. Frankfurter that was wrestling.
Yeah, kind of. Right.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, like, you know, it's obviously, it's a weird thing in a, you know, the male sport. Of course, they're still playing up the male stereotype of, you know, like not wanting to be kissed by this guy or whatever.
Right.
But the matches are entertaining. Like, you know, he kind of sashays around the ring and dances a little bit, and it's all about just the overall spectacle. You know, comes out in like fanciful robes or whatever, you know, not Ric Flair fanciful, but more like.
No one's that fanciful.
No. Well, Bobby Roode's pretty close. Not quite, but he's close. He's glorious.
Glorious.
But anyway, you know, so the matches, they're entertaining because there's so much showmanship to it, you know?
Right.
And that's what it's about. It's about just entertaining the crowd and having fun and stuff with that kind of thing. So, it changes the feel of the show because like right before that you'll have this guy named Mil Muertes who his name translates to 1,000 deaths. And
spooky.
Yeah, so he's this big dude and of course, you know, mask. And you know, he's this, you know, pretty large guy that just basically beats the bloody hell out of everyone. You know, and then Pimpinella will come out next and you know, it totally changes the vibe of the show.
Well, now I'm looking up 1,000 Deaths Lucha. That is a large guy.
He's not really that tall. He's only 6'1". But
well, in Luchador though,
he looks.
Aren't those guys all like 3'5" or something?
No, a lot of those guys are average height or so. So he doesn't look that much taller, but he looks mass wise. He's a lot bigger because you know he's a big dude.
So this is a Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's really entertaining. Except
I kind of feel like does it have English subtitles or is it English?
Yeah, it's in English for the most part, but like some guys will come out and while they're doing their promos because the crowd is pretty much all Latinos. So when they come out and talk, you know, they'll just use Spanish words and if I don't have the subtitles on, I don't know some of those words. Like some of them, like pendejo, I know what it is, but,
fair enough.
You know, there are a lot of times where or, you know, viva la raza or something, you know, like I know what those mean. But there's some of the stuff I don't know, so it's just nice that there's a translation there, you know. But you wouldn't have to. You could still follow along really well without having subtitles on. Although,
I kind of feel like I need to watch this.
I think you should. It's really, the matches are really good. They're what are referred to as spot fests, where it's just like one big thing after another. You know, like one of them, they had a 10-man match with these guys, and each one of them are doing flips and jumping over the top rope, and it's just go, go, go kind of stuff. You know, they have basically a Royal Rumble, or it's called Aztec Warfare. And they're, you know,
of course it is.
But the only way to be eliminated is pin or submission. It's not over the top rope like the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I see.
And it's crazy because again, these guys are flipping all over the place. They're throwing themselves. So sometimes it's one person will, suplex some guy or go to suplex someone. They'll flip and then another guy will grab him and do something else. It's really entertaining to watch.
Right.
There's a lot of episodes though. I didn't realize how many there were. There's about 30 per season. So
good googly.
Yeah, there's like 65 episodes in there.
Oh my, they have a Lucha and Chill shirt.
Here's the one real big problem. I have two big problems with it. And you know me, I love the camp and kind of soap opera-ness of wrestling, so this kind of really, hits that. One of the commentators is a guy you're going to be very familiar with. His name is Matt Stryker.
That's a UFC guy, isn't it?
Nope. Well, no, it's Mr. Argyle Nutters from our time at the bar.
Oh, jeez, crow. How could I forget about the Argyle Nutters?
Yeah. His voice is so annoying after a while.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
It's him and Vampiro doing commentary.
Really?
Yeah. And Vampiro's fine. No, Vampiro's fine, but Stryker drives me crazy because they record the show, then they do the post-production edits and stuff, so sometimes they add more audio, and you can easily tell what stuff is added afterwards because he doesn't sound the same. Like when he's doing it live, he just sounds like he's talking. His voice doesn't really bother me, but when he's doing the stuff that's in the post, his voice has kind of got this like scratchy, and it's just like after a few minutes of it, you're like, dude, get a drink of water. Like seriously, like clear your throat, whatever. It's annoying, and it's got to be from a different microphone that's picking it up differently or something.
Oh. So like live, he's like, oh my god, well, suplexes and flips, and there's like, then they
kind of
the hurricane
yeah,
rope,
kind of.
And God, guy have popcorn in the face.
I'll tell you this. If you did a shot for every time he says, wow, which drives me crazy. He's on commentary and a guy will flip over the top rope and he'll be like, wow. And it's like, dude, you're on commentary. You're supposed to paint a verbal picture.
Wow, is it good enough?
Wow is not good enough. I mean, listen, if you're going to have a comment like that, it's got to be as good as Mamma Mia that Mauro Ranallo uses, which is, or by God, like good old JR used to use. It can't, wow doesn't get it done,
Now, I'm going to do what our fans adore right now, Brian.
Okay.
And I'm going to go into the Salty Language Labs live on the show.
Okay.
Now, why do I feel like we need to take either like Lucha Underground or I need to get like a WWE network thingy going on, and we need to do a podcast about old wrestling events that already happened? I
am 100% in for this if you want to do this. I would gladly do
like
this.
I said, I'm going to the labs.
Right.
I just, I put on my coat. I got beakers and shit in my hands right now.
Muppets.
Actually,
right.
It's a beer bottle, not a beaker, but it works.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's what we use in the Salty Language Lab. We use measuring bottles instead of beakers.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Hand me another 16-ounce measuring bottle.
Dung, dung, dung.
I was so thirsty.
Refreshing. Yeah.
And I know we've talked a lot of shit on this show.
Yeah.
Oh, we should totally do a Quantum Leap podcast, which we still should. Oh, we should do that. We talk a lot of shit on this show.
Yes, totally correct.
But I feel like, because I guess I haven't tried per se to get in. Well, I don't have network TV anymore to watch new wrestling.
Yeah.
But I love old wrestling.
Right.
And I don't know about Lucha Underground, but I mean, if there's cross dressers and 1,000 deaths, I might be in.
It's pretty fun. I'd be interested in this. So yeah, I would totally do this. I have one other issue with Matt Stryker. It's actually,
every time you say his last name, I think of airplane. Stryker, you can land this plane.
No, see, that would be fine.
Okay.
Actually, this kind of goes with his WoW thing, which is every time someone kicks out, he goes, no. Like, he's disheartened that they kicked out.
Maybe he had money on the match.
Dude, every person that kicks out, he does that for.
Oh. Maybe he's a terrible better.
Yeah. But yeah, that gets on my nerves real quick. But anyway, what?
I got it.
Okay.
So the reason he goes, no, is because when they're pinned.
Yeah.
He gets that sweet fruit bowl shot. He's like, finally, I've been waiting to see 1,000 deaths balls.
Yeah. No, it's over.
The balls of 1,000 death.
Oh, man.
Whatever.
It's, it drives me a little crazy. The other thing is, he is so creepy when it comes to anytime there's a woman around, he's got to be like, dude, he's creepier to me than Jerry the King Lawler was in the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, where he was always like, puppies, puppies! You know, like, Stryker is constantly, like, making comments about, like, you know, like the one time, like, the little dude was chasing the woman around, and he's like, that's pretty hot, man, and, you know, like, whenever a woman does something, he'll be like, oh, you know, like, that's my fetish, or something, and it's just like, dude, enough.
Easy.
Here's the thing, like, on one hand, they promote that, like, there's a character named Sexy Star. She's going after Chavo Guerrero, and, you know, and they're fighting each other. And they're, you know, he's sitting there going, you know, Sexy Star is like, you know, a real warrior. She doesn't back down to any man. She's showing us that, you know, women are equal or maybe even superior to men. And then he makes creepy comment. And I'm like, you just undid what you just said. Because you're basically telling us how great Lucha Underground is because they allow women to fight men. They don't see them as inferior, essentially. But then you treat them inferior. It's like,
you know, guys, Women's Day was just last week, and Sexy Star, she's a real Class A act. But look at him, titty.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what it feels like sometimes. And I'm like, ugh. It's just bad commentary. He's just very bad at commentary. That's really what it comes down to. And I think I've made my point on that.
Now, because, as a good agent of the media, I had to pull pictures of Sexy Star.
Of course. Yeah.
And she's attractive, but it's weird when she's got a mask on, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying to find a picture of just her face.
Yeah, good luck. Some of the times it's tough to find pictures because they will wear the mask everywhere because of the tradition, you know?
Right.
Which I didn't know. They actually start the show out talking about how the tradition of that is, which was back in like, Aztec times, I think it was, they would take the head of the opponent, like the luchadors in those days. If they won, they would take the head of the opponent.
That seems a little extreme.
Right. So now the masks represent that to where if you were to take another luchador's mask, you take their life away from them, essentially.
Oh.
Which is interesting. I didn't know that, so I learned.
All right, now I got to ask.
Okay.
Because I haven't watched any of this, and I'm completely...
Yeah.
My dog are being stared at. Is there some sort of Trump angle going on? There's gotta be.
Well, in fairness,
gotta be a build a wall type of situation or something.
I'm in season 1, which was 2015. So,
okay.
Yeah, there may be currently or in the upcoming season, but I don't know, cause they actually do seasons. They don't do like WWE where it's just go, you know? They do X amount of shows and then like, that's it. Like between season 1 and 2, there was a bit of a layoff because they weren't sure they were going to be able to get funding for a season 2.
Wait. Are you saying that they give the wrestlers a break?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Actually, one of the stars of, this.
That's like crazy talk.
Like I think, wrestles without a mask in another promotion sometimes, you know, under a different name. So, which is an interesting angle that, you know, they'd allow you to wrestle for two different, things and have two completely separate, angles. Also, my buddy John Morrison, is Johnny Mundo.
Morrison?
No, he's from, remember the guy I told you I had one of my favorite entrances ever because of the slow motion and wind blown effects and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He wrestles under the name Johnny Mundo in this.
Oh, nice.
And it's great because they don't have a lot of, like, when a wrestler comes out, there's no Titantron. They come down like stairs or out of this like ramp, basically. Like there's no big pomp and circumstances. They play their music. Sometimes there's like smoke, and that's about it for most of the guys. But, when Johnny Mundo comes out, they have fans that blow his hair so he can still do his pose and his hair is still getting the windblown effect.
That's excellent.
Yeah. All right, so I have two other things about this because I don't want to spend too much.
Hold on, I gotta ask something real quick.
All right.
Because I pulled up their website.
Yes.
And I'm looking at their roster.
Okay.
And I want to say it's about 50-50 masked to unmasked people.
That seems
weird to me.
Where I'm at in season 1, it's mostly masks because they're establishing. But from what I understand, they bring in more guys. Well, the thing on the show says that basically their doors are open to anyone who wants to come in and fight, basically.
Oh.
Whether they're a luchador or they're, American wrestling style or, little person, whatever. So.
Right.
Or, yeah.
Fair enough.
Like I just hit a point where a guy that was in WWE under the name of Alberto Del Rio, it's where he left WWE because he, had a falling out with him, and he went to Lucha Underground under the name Alberto El Patron.
Ooh,
yeah,
little Patron action,
I guess. Yeah, I can't stand the guy, but
well, I don't like tequila either, so you're good.
Well, I will say this though: his promos in WWE drove me crazy. Like they weren't good ever. And his very first promo in Lucha Underground, I was like, that's the best promo I've ever seen him do. And I'll bet it's because he didn't have all the restraints on him that WWE puts on their guys. Unless
enough.
You're like John Cena, you're not allowed to just go out and speak your mind.
Right.
So one thing here, a quick note that I think you're going to love, which was, when we were sitting at the bar, every time a guy had a chair, you were basically like, I just want to see him sit on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like bring it out, beat up somebody and then sit on the chair. Well, there was a point where, Chavo Guerrero came out with a chair and basically laid waste to everyone in the ring and then sat in the chair and just laughed as they carted this guy out of the ring.
Well, that's excellent.
So there you go. You're just watching the wrong wrestling, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah. And I have a favorite referee, and you need to look up the name. I gotta pull it up here real quick. Okay. His name is Justin Borden, Borden. You need to pull up the pictures of him.
All right.
Because, most referees are fairly, in decent shape and whatnot, and this dude just looks like they pulled some guy out of the crowd. His belt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when he's not reffing, he's working for Foot Locker.
Yeah, like he's got a big old belly that's hanging over his belt, and he looks like his pants are going to fall down at like any time because they're getting pushed down. But also just the way he referee, like he's kind of hunched over a lot. It's just, I don't know why, but it cracks me up. So
he just looks like he's having a rough life.
Yeah. But,
he's definitely got that weird, like, all his features are really close together on his face, too.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah. So it's pretty rare that I have a referee that's a favorite of mine, but clearly I have a soft spot in my heart for, Justin Borden.
Clearly.
Yeah. So, alright, that's all I have for, Lucha Underground. So, although on another Netflix note, they also added season 1 of, Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, is it the new one?
No.
Oh, classic
Yes.
MST3K.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing
There's
right there.
20 episodes, I think. So.
Excellent.
Yep.
Because before when I wanted to watch it, when I'll be like, gather around children. Let me show you images of daddy's youth.
Yeah.
And they did enjoy watching MST3K with me. It was always off of, like, YouTube.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I always wondered why, or if it was ever going to be, on Netflix or something like that, or Hulu at some point, because it's like a lot of times places would have like best of collections, and I understand getting the rights to those movies and stuff, maybe the hold up, because they had the rights for the TV show, but then putting it onto streaming or digital, like DVD or something, you'd have to have different rights, secured.
Well, I'm just waiting for, most extreme elimination challenge now.
Yeah, he might be waiting on that. I don't know.
I mean, if that goes to Netflix, I'm buying probably about, I don't know, a couple cases of beer, probably a bottle of whiskey, and just a bunch of bacon. And I'm going to cook it all up, and I'm just going to sit nude in my living room and watch, just drink and watch the whole run.
Just eat bacon. Eat bacon right off your belly.
Yep, right off my belly and thighs.
Yeah.
Be a fucking great time.
Right. Well, if you have anyone listening, if you have an into Netflix or any of those services, please, try to make this happen. Make Tony's dream come true, you know?
Exactly.
Hilarious.
Goddamn right.
Yep. One last wrestling thing here. I forgot about actually. WWE posted a thing today, which is, I enjoyed it. It's called Southpaw Championship Wrestling. And the idea of it is basically, a lot of the wrestlers, like, come up with characters and basically do skits with one another backstage just to amuse each other or on, plane trips or car rides or whatever. And, there's a couple of guys named, Gallows and Anderson. They're a tag team. And, they used to have a podcast called Talkin' Shop, to where basically they just get drunk, do a bunch of character stuff, and just act a fool for their show, right? Well, right. It's been kind of revived on Jericho's podcast over time, and I'm thinking this is probably where this got its start. But anyway, it looks as though basically WWE has set it up to where it's like, like a videotape from this was found in WWE's archives or something like that. And it looks like old grainy footage from like a Southern wrestling promotion. Back in the day when they had the territories, Right. Like John Cena is the main announcer. He's got, the big pompadour-ish wig on and, he's all, professional with it. And he's got a great voice that he does for it. Luke Gallows does a character, it used to be called Sex Ferguson. But they changed it to Tex Ferguson.
Sex Ferguson, way better.
Way better, for sure. But for family friendly and bullshit. But anyway, he cuts a promo, he gets out of a Trans Am, I think it is, or Camaro, something like that. He gets out and, talks about the car and what he's wearing and how this other guy is, what's it? The other guy he's talking about is, Anderson, and he's calling him Chad Too Bad, which totally sounds like an 80s, 90s wrestler name.
Definitely.
And he's like, he's jealous of me. He wants my, my blue tights. And, he's like, he's got boots made out of like loose cow or something like that. Mine are made out of like tight gator skin or something. He's like, he wants to be me. And then a little bit later, they actually show Chad Too Bad, and it's, Anderson in this really big, obvious blonde wig, just cascading blonde wig, and he goes through his gimmick, and then he's got this kind of like fake laugh that he does at the end. And I found it really entertaining because that kind of shit cracks me up, just bad sketches, but they're doing them on purpose, but they're making fun of the reason I used to love watching like AWA wrestling, right, is because of how hokey it is now to watch.
Oh yeah.
Some of the gimmicks and stuff are so bad. And that's basically the point of this, is to make light of that kind of thing. It's on the WWE network, I guess, but they also put it up on YouTube. It's on WWE's YouTube. So
excellent.
Yeah, we'll have the link for it. It's not going to be for everybody. It's just, but it cracked me up. Oh, Chris Jericho plays a sports commentator that's got like, kind of like I can't think of his name now. Don Cherry kind of jacket on, where it's just this wild print and yeah.
It's all crazy and whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know how often they're going to release episodes. The episode's like 7 minutes. I mean, so it's not, for YouTube, that's a long video, but
yeah, this is true.
Yeah, but for the WWE network and stuff, it's not, but, yeah. So I don't know how many they're going to release or if it's like an every Friday thing or whatever, but they've already got like a merch available for it or going to have merch for it too, like a t-shirt with the Southern Championship Wrestling logo on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Southpaw, sorry, not Southern.
I'm really enjoying, because I just out of curiosity just pulled up AWA and I'm just scrolling through the images.
Yeah.
The nasty boys.
Yep. Dude,
God damn it.
I used to watch AWA wrestling because ESPN Classic, I think, had it on there. So I was watching quite a bit of it, and what passed for an athletic build in those days? Oh my God.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's amazing how many fat guys were promoted as big and strong. And, and I don't mean like Big Show fat or even at the time or like Mark Henry, to where you look at Mark Henry and you're like, that's just a big fat guy, It's like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a big fat guy, but he also lifts all sorts of weight.
Yeah. But he's a power lifter.
He's a power lifter. Yeah. And so.
Now you're talking about legit fat guys.
I'm talking about legit fat guys. Yeah. Like they look like, the old pair on stilts, basically. They're just round as hell. They've got really tiny arms and legs, and I'm supposed to buy that this is one of the baddest dudes on the roster. It's like, no, he looks like a guy that would get his ass beat by anyone with a mild athletic build.
Exactly.
Like the one week I'm watching and Scott Hall shows up, and I'm talking Razor Ramon, hey-yo, Scott Hall.
Hey-yo.
But in these times, he was Scott Hall, but he, he was always in great shape,
Yeah.
And one of his first matches, I'm like, dude, he looks like he's fighting some dude from the crowd. And this other guy's supposed to be like a legit, wrestler guy. And it's like, he looks like they just yanked some fat ass out of the crowd to fight him.
Well, I'm looking at, because the guy's shirt caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this guy from AWA called The Crusher.
Oh yeah, I remember him. Yep.
Right? And he looks like he fixes plumbing on the side.
Right.
He doesn't have, he's got big arms because he's flexing in this picture.
Yeah.
But he's got a Mo Howard haircut.
Yep.
He's got a cigar and he's got pitch black aviators, which I can't shit on aviators because I'm a fan too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what caught my eye is at the front of his shirt, it just says The Crusher, and it's his face.
Uh-huh.
And it says Crusher, kind of almost like in the Cheers font.
Right.
And it looks like it's coming out of a beer mug, if I'm looking right. But the back of his shirt, and he's way ahead of his time. It says, how about that? Like, cash me outside. How about that? That's exactly how it's spelled. All it needs is cash me outside.
Oh, dude. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. It was just, it was really funny because I even remember when we were kids, when you started watching WWE, you could always tell who the jobbers were because they were the guys who didn't look like they were in shape.
Right.
They're like, coming up next, Hulk Hogan. And you're like, yeah, finally a Hulk Hogan match on TV, not on a pay-per-view, And it's like Hulk Hogan versus, Bobby Bobbinson or whatever,
Yeah, exactly.
And again, it just looks like some guy they shoved it, crammed into a singlet and said, get out there.
But hey, you with the mop. We
Oh,
need you.
yeah. Can you wear this singlet? You're wrestling Hogan.
What?
What do you mean who's going over? So,
Boy,
yeah.
You know what the AWA was full of, Brian?
What?
Amazing mustaches.
Oh, mustaches and mullets aplenty. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my.
Good fun. It was good fun for me to sit back and watch and laugh at some of the guys. Although it was nice that, you get to see some of the guys before they were ever WWE, like the Rockers or Mr. Perfect, Scott Hall, those kind of guys, like, that were in this. You'd see Sergeant Slaughter when he was at, like, the peak of his indie, territory, fame, that kind of
right.
stuff, back before he blowed it up. Although I've still never seen him with hair, like full head of hair. He still was pretty much bald then, so.
All right. Now, I know we're losing people. Left
just
and right
hemorrhaging
conversation.
Hemorrhaging people.
Yeah, listeners are dropping off there's people hanging in their closet by their belt right now with the earbuds still.
Well, that's because of autoerotic asphyxiation. I can't say the word asphyxiation very well.
Yeah. That's because they were jerking when they was choking. Oh, my soundboard's off. Damn it.
Your soundboard choked.
That's because they was jerking when they would listen to us. Oh! Anyway. So I just need to know your opinion on this.
Okay.
And we should probably
we're moving on after this. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
So.
But I have the top 10 greatest tag teams of all time.
Okay.
And the only reason I clicked on this link is because the one picture, I was like, where's that guy's neck? So I had to click, and then this is what it took me to.
Okay.
So I just want to see if you agree with this list. Brian.
Okay.
Coming in at number 10 is The Outsiders.
Okay. All right.
You feeling that one?
Yep. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. I'm on top. Yeah.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. That's right.
Too sweet. This is the one I was like, where's the guy's neck? The Fabulous Freebirds.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Now, out of curiosity, does it say which Fabulous Freebirds? Because they technically were a 3-man group that rotated. You never knew who you were going to wrestle.
The Gang of Three concept, they're saying here.
Yep. The New Day right now is using that.
I think it just says they're just the Von Erichs.
Fair enough. So all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Terrible outfits.
The Von Erichs?
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy's wearing a sparkly vest and nutters.
Yeah.
He should be dancing for ladies or gentlemen.
Dancing for dollars either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8, the Brainbusters.
Good pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. Yeah.
So far you're good with this list.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
All right. Number 7, New Age Outlaws.
Okay. Fair enough. They held a lot of championships.
No.
I said 2 beers, jackass, but that's another story.
Number 6, Demolition.
Okay.
Which was a great bit like 5 episodes ago on our show.
Yeah, it was. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Number 5, the Steiner Brothers.
You can't argue with that. Rick and Scott were before Scott went roid rage.
I don't know. Dude, I'm looking at this old picture of Scott, and he's still got a gigantic arm.
Yeah, that might have been when he started.
He's not Big Papa Pump, holler if you hear me, huge.
Yeah.
But the arm's still, I think it looks like my thigh muscle.
Well, it sounds like you need some gains on your thigh, bro.
I know, right? Dude, my thighs feel like noodles right now. Leg day yesterday.
Man, that'll happen.
Edge of Christian, number 4.
Okay.
Right? All right, so still good.
They won a bunch of championships, and they were innovators because they were responsible for the TLC type matches and stuff. So I can't argue that. Yeah.
All right. How do you feel about the Hart Foundation at number 3?
Man, there's going to be at least 2 teams probably left off of here that shouldn't be then. They were really popular. Really popular. So,
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
You remember? Yeah. So I don't really have a problem with that because they were like the tag team they were in those tussles with the Rockers and Demolition a lot for the titles. So.
All right. Well, you're Johnny Wrestling. So now I'm going to test your knowledge.
Okay.
There's 2 teams left.
Right.
Number 1 and number 2. Who do you think?
Of all time?
All time, according to this shitty website.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know who, because here's the interesting things is, the teams that I'm thinking of in my head are but they've got to have championships, and teams like the Rockers never had the championships. They did, but they were, stripped of them or something like that, like the next day, I believe. So it's tough to put them on that list.
You know why they were never champions, Brian?
No, I don't.
Too pretty.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why Shawn Michaels left.
There you go.
Too pretty. So, I want to say Legion of Doom has to be one of them.
Okay.
At least in my book, they would be. But, because they won championships, everybody wanted to be those guys. And they brought something really different to the table. And the Dudleys. Because the Dudleys have had 1 billion championships. So to not put them on that list seems ridiculous.
Well, goddamn it, Brian, you're a fucking amazing man.
Dudley's number 1, Legion of Doom number 2?
Other way around.
Really?
Dudley's number 2.
All right. I'm all okay with that because I'm a big LOD fan. Or Road Warriors, whatever.
Yeah, LOD number 1.
Okay.
Tell him, Hawk!
Perfect. All right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting though, because there are teams left off there like the Hardys,
This is true.
And they certainly had their share of championships and were innovators, but not as much as Christian and Edge were. So.
Right?
Yeah. Well, now maybe because of the whole broken Matt Hardy thing.
Well, yeah, maybe.
But anyway. All right, let's move on from wrestling. All right.
Yeah, we got to get the fuck out of this realm. We got to save this for
WrestleCast!
Our yet to be named, whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what the fuck it's going to be called.
I don't know. Sexy Mania. Yeah.
Salty Mania?
That's what we need to do is find a way to put, salty language into, or salty at least, into some wrestling term.
Okay, hold on. I'm going back to the labs.
All right.
What if, Brian? like this is a for instance.
Okay.
Say we call it Salty Mania is the working title right now.
Okay.
And you know how we name every episode of our current program?
Yeah.
Right. So what if with every episode of Salty Mania, we take some existing wrestling event and make it that?
Well, that would be relevant too, because especially if we get to like pay-per-views and stuff that we're watching,
And I mean, or at least maybe a slight parody of it.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah. I like this idea.
You don't want to just steal it.
I like all this workshopping. This is a good idea.
It's what we do.
It is. It's how we keep people around. You're right.
Right.
All right. So get out of the lab real quick. I'll give you a minute to put your coat and goggles in their proper places.
Okay.
Quit playing with the eye wash.
Not my flasher coat.
Yeah. Actually put the coat back on. Since you're a traditionalist.
Heidely ho.
Damn it. I just want someone to walk up to a doctor and do that. The problem is they always have pants. You can always see the bottoms of the pants. Do they? Yeah. They just sew them in there so it looks like pants.
They just have those sexy garters on.
Ooh.
Holding up trouser legs.
That's sexy, all right. Oh, boy.
Oh, actually I do have something we need to talk about.
Okay, good. It's not wrestling related, right?
No, it's much more whimsical.
I'll see if I can make it wrestling related. All right.
So, earlier in the program during our business section, we
would you like to
gave a nice little
previously had salty language.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We gave a nice little shout out to our pals at Daft Pod.
Sure.
Right? About their upcoming anniversary and all that jazz.
Right.
Well, on their last episode that I listened to, because I'm always a little behind on my podcast.
Yeah.
They were talking about, and maybe I should have cleared this with them, but
tough.
They were talking about a Space Cats calendar that Annalise got.
Mm-hmm.
And they were reluctant to post a picture due to the, potential racist factor of the picture they're talking about, which is a cat playing basketball with a poorly photoshopped afro on its head.
Yeah.
Me being me, and since we have a group text conversation with them, I listened to the show and I'm like, you need to send me this pic. I need to see this.
Absolutely.
If you're not going to post it, please send it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're always up for borderline racism. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered earlier.
Let's not drag me into this. Let's not drag me into this.
Well, so they sent me that picture, and like I said, it's a cat with an afro with a basketball over space and a kiwi for some reason.
Yeah, it's like the cat is flying through space on a kiwi, or the court is made of kiwi with a space background.
Right.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing.
Now, unfortunately, there's 3 seconds left on the clock. Cat's down by 1.
Do you see how many fouls dogs have?
A lot, yeah.
Dirty fucks.
It's true. It's true.
But,
now, first of all, I want to say this.
Okay, yeah.
Putting an afro on a cat doesn't make it racist. Like I said, if it was like a black cat, then yeah, there'd be,
Well, what about the photoshopped on blackface on the cat?
Well, wait a minute. Mine doesn't have that. Are you playing in Photoshop again? No.
That would be horrible.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Yeah. But I told Tony it's weird because they didn't Photoshop the cat in a way that the cat looks like it's driving to the basket or anything along those lines. The cat's just holding the ball with like one paw.
Well, here's what it looks like happened. It looks like whatever fucking geniuses made these calendars, this gold mine.
Yeah, it's something.
It looks like they have cats and they just ran around for cameras, just like, oh, and took a picture. The
Oh,
cat's
that
like,
could
terrified.
be. Yeah, you're right. The cat does. Well, the cat's nervous because, like you said, I mean, really, what's probably happened here is the cat's about to do a pull-up jumper. You know, like the cat is just about at that point where, you know, you're running with the ball and then you stop and then you pull into your jump shot. I think that's where the cat is. The cat's just about to pull the ball in the air to take the shot. Because with 3 seconds left, you don't have a lot of time, you know.
This is true.
You gotta get the ball out of your hand to make sure the shot at least has a chance, maybe a tip in, you know.
Maybe.
So, it is something though. I'll tell you, I laughed really hard looking at this. And,
how does little ears pivot underneath that wig?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's gotta be a disadvantage on the court, not being able to hear what everyone else is up to.
You would think so, yeah. Yeah, that's actually kind of a surprise. They didn't put the wig down far enough to where like the cat's ears are sticking out of the top or something.
Right?
But
they should have really gave him like a 70s style handlebar mustache too.
I agree.
Sure.
But
anywho.
Yeah.
Also, I have to know, if you zoom in on the picture, it's horribly photoshopped.
Oh yeah.
Like it makes the photoshops I do for the show look like I work for Industrial Light and Magic.
It's true. It does actually.
It's terrible.
They're really bad. Yeah.
Which one makes me want to make a crazy, ridiculous calendar?
Right.
I don't know what it would be because clearly Cats in Space is already taken.
Macho Through Time.
If only I had the rights to Macho Man.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. Wait.
What?
You take a cat and put Macho Man's gear on the cat.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Macho Cat Through Time.
Macho Cat Through Time.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Now
you do realize we're talking Macho Man. There hasn't been one sound drop here yet, right?
Oh, shit, you're right.
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
There you go.
The cream of the crop. More seductive than sex. Ooh, yeah.
All
There
right,
we go.
Now we have all the Macho drops. Yeah.
Just blew my load.
You'll do that.
But I kind of, oh my god, I really think I should do a 2018 Macho Through Time calendar.
A calendar?
I don't know if I want to go that far.
Fine, jerk. Right.
But maybe people could just download or print out themselves.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Or just, because they could just like smack it on a wall or something.
Yeah, exactly. But anywho.
Anyway.
So this picture, I saw this and I was like, well, one, my first thought process was somebody was looking at their cat and looking at like a National Geographic of space and heavily on the marijuana.
Probably, yeah.
Or just pounding shrooms, something fun and exciting.
Right.
And they're like, I got a great idea, guys. Let's Photoshop this cat in space on a fucking kiwi.
Right.
And then they made a calendar of it and it's going for, no joke, $66 on Amazon currently.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
I enjoy this a lot, but I'm sure I could probably find most of these images if I want to. If not, I'm sure I can find space cats or cats in space or something like that and just sit there and giggle myself silly on Reddit or something or Imager.
Yes.
You know?
Now, but we need to bring up the second image that my favorite little Indian girl, First American, Native American, First Nation, whatever, Annalise then passed along to me.
Right.
This is the one that made me want this calendar. It's more cats photoshopped over space.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like some sort of cool Hubble image, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's a bowl of spaghetti, Brian.
As you'll see in space.
Space spaghetti.
If you've ever watched Cosmos, you just see it. Space spaghetti, exactly.
Space spaghetti.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Space spaghetti.
Sometimes you fly your ship through the spaghetti belt.
Mm-hmm.
There's fucking spaghetti everywhere.
That's true. It's like me eating spaghetti. There's always a spaghetti belt afterward.
There's a spaghetti belt.
Yeah.
But what you don't expect to see on your space spaghetti is a mama cat and 3 babies.
Yeah. Not usually.
Well, I'm sorry. 2 babies, one soon to die of starvation.
Right.
Yeah. This is the weirdest thing because it's the mama cat wearing horn-rimmed glasses nursing 2 kittens while another kitten looks on like, oh, guys, I'm so starving over here.
And first of all, the horn-rimmed glasses are not lined, like they're crooked on the cat's face. So it's like, what is the cat trying to do with these glasses? Like,
well, I'm going to guess it's probably a heroin cat, and it's just got the nods.
Oh, okay.
So the glasses kind of just falling off a little bit.
Okay, I can allow that.
It's like a bad mama heroin cat.
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
Right.
And I was telling you before we started recording, when I'm like, Brian, you have to see these.
Yeah.
Was the thing that creeps me out the most about this picture is there's one kitten, and the mama cat's got her paw on the kitten's head.
Right.
And just the cat looks like it's just like, yeah, come on, suckle.
Yeah.
Just suckle.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
It's pretty weird. What?
Still poorly photoshopped as well.
Yeah, very much so.
Like,
and then
you use the blend tool a little bit.
Seriously, yeah.
Jesus.
It almost, like, if you didn't know better, you'd swear these were like cat stickers put over the bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But also the cat sitting on the back is just looking like sitting off to the side. The cat's just looking like, oh, no nipples for me to suckle from.
And I wish I could suckle.
Yeah, but clearly that cat's not as, not
getting a cat that's going to die soon.
Yeah, that one's certainly not getting the attention that the one who's getting, like almost if you didn't know better, like the way I can describe the one cat is even though it's nursing, it looks like the mama cat. Like it looks like the cat is like motorboating and the mom is just like shoving its head in there.
It kind of, yeah.
Just get in there and get that milk,
Like if there's a feline version of Lemon Party, this might be it.
Oh my. You might be right though.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But it makes me want to see more space cats.
Absolutely. That is the one thing that we must see more of is space cats.
I mean, it looks like the space spaghetti has space parsley in it.
Maybe
that's space delicious.
Yeah, it looks like it's got something over the top of it. Yeah.
I am so fascinated by this shit.
Yeah, me too.
And then of course, when I was looking at Amazon to find this calendar, the amount of and I'm going to call it shit.
Okay. Yep.
That customers who bought this also bought the Cats of 1986 calendar.
Sure.
More space cats.
Mm-hmm.
Cats in hats. Crazy cats. Or, this could be my favorite wall calendar, I could pee on this.
That's very odd.
I could pee. For all those are into some water sports.
Yeah, I guess. That's really strange.
I could pee on this.
So you ordered that, right?
I ordered 3 of them.
Nice. You went to saltylanguage.com first, scrolled to the bottom, clicked on the Amazon link, and then bought it, right?
Oh, Brian. What am I, goddamn dirty savage? Of course I did.
All right, good. Glad to hear it. Just like everyone out there should do. Wink.
Wink, wink.
Winky wink. Yep.
So I have to say, I really do appreciate those guys sending me these images because it really made my day.
Yeah, I'm very entertained by them as well. So.
I had to share it with you, Brian.
Yeah, and we laughed a lot before we recorded over these.
Yeah, to the point that we're like, we need to stop talking about this.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks.
Because it's incredible.
Right, exactly. Very much so. So, have you heard of, and these are not new, but have you heard of like the True Facts videos?
I don't think so. If I have no. I was going to say no.
In one of the Twitter groups I was in the other night, somebody was telling someone else about them, and I had no idea what these things were because, it's a YouTube thing, and I use YouTube when, like, when someone's like, here's a YouTube link, basically, or I'm like, oh, there's a movie trailer, then I'll go look at YouTube. Otherwise, I really don't go down that hole, because I know that pretty much once you start on YouTube, it'll be like 12 years later, and you're like, what happened to my life?
Oh my God. What year is it?
Yeah. Marty! Yeah, so, anywho, this video, like, there's this one that I have the link to here, and there's more, but she told the guy not to watch it because he was high at the time, and I was like, well, now I need to see it because I want to see why this why this would freak someone out, and it's called True Facts About Frogs, And it's just this guy narrating, basically just talking about frogs, but it's funny because he just talks about, like, some of it's kind of normal and stuff, but then he just keeps, like, making fun of French people, and, you know, about why they would eat frogs, you know, and stuff. And, like, he refers to, the frog basically, having, like, giant boogers, like, coating itself in a giant booger or something like that. And it's just, he keeps making these just ridiculous comments about the frog. And, you know, the part that'd freak you out a little bit is it shows, like, how their eggs are processed, about how they basically pop them out and then absorb them into their body or whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. But yeah, anyway, so like I said, it was funny to me. I don't know if anyone else will find them funny, but the video will be in the show notes. So,
boom.
Yeah. So, what else you got, Tony?
Well, earlier while we're recording, I got a nice text from a friend of mine who's all about the beer.
Yeah.
And they're talking about Stone Brewing in lovely San Diego.
Yep.
They're making beer. San Diego's doing a thing called toilet to tap.
Okay.
Which means they're recycling sewage water back into drinking water.
Yep. I knew about that. Yep.
Well, Stone is making a beer out of said water called Full Circle Pale Ale.
That's a good
So they're
name.
making beer out of toilet water, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine and dandy, but, you know, as much as we talk beer on here, I just thought I'd bring it up.
If it comes from toilet stuff, I feel like it should be a cider.
This is very true.
Anyway. I just don't like ciders. That's interesting, though. Wonder how many people will be lining up to get that.
Well, I'm sure people probably don't even know about it and until they drink it. They're like, oh, God. Because, you know, people are idiots. I'm sure it's fine.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, I would assume that tests and such have been done to, you know, because I know there's been that movement for a while now that, you know, if they could make the water clean to drink, that it would save a lot of problems, you know.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. So there you go. All our fans in the California, San Diego area, you know, definitely be on the lookout for that, and you know, give it a taste. Tell us what you think, because I don't think it'll make it here. So, I
don't know. Stone does distribute out here, but
yeah, they might make.
But
it
if you want to hear more about San Diego beer, go all the way back and listen to our enthusiasts when we talk to Gina from Craft Beer Hound.
Yeah, true.
Talks about all the deliciousness that San Diego has to offer.
That's true. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, what a great topic for someone to send in to Philip at ML Beers.
Aha.
Like, hey, you guys should get some of this and tell us what you think of it.
Perfect. Get that toilet beer.
Delicious.
But while I had that link up, there was a what the hell they call them? Clickbait on the side.
Yeah.
That I had to click on.
Of course.
Just because it's me.
And you have no willpower. Yeah.
Well, it's just you'll understand once I read you the headline.
Okay.
It's a Moscow petting zoo sues ad company over quote unquote erotic raccoon shoot.
Okay, you're right. I would have to click on that.
You're right.
Yeah. That has all the keywords I search Google for all the time. Russian raccoon erotic.
I mean, this might be me they're talking about. now that I'm looking at it. So a Moscow petting zoo is suing the advertising company that rented a raccoon, saying it was used in a quote-unquote erotic shoot with a nude model. And now the raccoon is obsessed with women's breasts.
This does sound like you. Oh, my.
So it says, according to the legal filings, the zoo rented a raccoon, Thomas, terrible name for a raccoon.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
To the video from a firm. In August, it was supposed to be a normal photo shoot. When Thomas returned, the zoo owner said he was traumatized and had become preoccupied with women's breasts. When the zoo owner saw the ad footage online, they realized Thomas had been used as a prop by a female model who held him up to obscure her naked torso.
Mm-hmm.
The directors accused the directors of giving Thomas treats to lure him closer to the model's breast, thereby training him to conflate women's breasts with food. He said his behavior has since returned and has unnerved zoo employees, female zoo employees.
Well, I bet, yeah. Let me see them titties. Like, when did the raccoon learn to talk?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Well, now we know Tony's been, where he's been sleeping off his hangovers.
Oh, out there in Moscow.
In the zoo, yeah. How the hell did I get here?
God damn it.
Titties.
Again?
Titties. Yeah. That'd be a hell of a place to wake up, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Like drinking in Michigan, wake up in Russia. I'm like, I don't even know how the hell I got here. But luckily for you, you get sold back to the U.S. as a Russian bride or something.
Right.
So, if people listening are fans of the game Rock Band, Fluffy Bunny Ash sent this to me the other night, and of course I had to talk about it on here.
Excellent.
There's a really big update coming to Rock Band, and that update is that Sterling Archer will be available as a playable character in Rock Band.
That's pretty great.
He only sings one song.
Danger Zone?
You are correct, sir.
I thought I had that.
You used to have an Archer drop on there.
I have.
Hey, phrasing!
Yeah.
I don't have Danger Zone anymore. That makes me so sad.
I'm very disappointed. And I will say, like, the images that they've shown and stuff are not the best. Like, it looks like Archer, but it's not quite Archer,
Right.
But PlayStation put up a tweet the other day that said, do you want Archer in Rock Band 4? Because that's how you get Archer in Rock Band 4.
It's a good tweet.
Yeah. Funny. Someone responded with, looking solely at the GIF, I thought Telltale Games was making an Archer game. Now I'm disappointed that it's only Rock Band.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So yeah. Like I said, if you're a fan of the Rock Band and the Archer, now you can finally have the two together and perform Danger Zone. Which, who isn't going to want to download Danger Zone anyway? If you haven't already.
Danger Zone.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Yep. So, all right.
I'm kind of. I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed. He only sings Danger Zone though.
It is a little disappointing, but I don't know what other songs. Well, does he really sing anything else on the show? He doesn't really sing Danger Zone, I guess, in fairness, either.
I guess not, but I mean,
he's probably.
Sure.
I feel like he has, like, sang other things. Anyway, whatever. Yeah.
I was like, I just know it sure would be nice to just have him on stage doing all the things.
Yeah. Like he's just your character all the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you want to hear him singing some Sepultura or something. I get you.
Fuck yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Fair enough.
Right?
Yep. All right. Do you have anything else, sir?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right. Let's move to the Q, the W then, because I'm fresh out too.
Let's see here, Brian. Last week's Q to W. We asked, what would you keep powered up during an outage? I only got a couple of them on the old face page here.
Of course.
But what I do have is I have Shane Harrington. He says his phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty standard answer.
Yeah.
And then you got this one, big fan of this one. In fact, I don't even like it yet. In fact, I don't like the other one. He's very good, guys. I got Dev, Big Dev. Says his computer got to keep up the dick beatings, even by candlelight.
Wow. And yeah, he must prefer the robust screen versus, using his phone. So.
Well, clearly he doesn't have a large enough phone.
I guess, yeah. Well, maybe he likes, a big landing spot.
Maybe.
Yep.
But that's all I got on the face page.
Okay. We didn't get a lot on the Twitter either, but we got a couple. Previously mentioned Matthew McDonough said, I'd keep my USB universal charger up. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Our pal Garrett said, my heating in the house lost power for 6 days last year, late fall. The last 2 nights were tough to sleep in. So, tough to sleep in, not sleep in as in
like, man, I just can't seem to. I keep waking up at like 7. It's crazy,
right? Which makes sense because I've lost power when there's when it's cold as hell. You clearly have, so it's certainly not fun, especially if you have to stay home. So,
right?
Yeah, it's different if you can be like, peace out, homies. Go stay somewhere nice and toasty. Let's see. I believe I have, from Fluffy Bunny Ash. She says, she'd say phone or a Wi-Fi router. She's like, I've done a couple days without power before and lack of internet was the most annoying part. We have lots of candles, can crank up, battery powered radios with lots of batteries, a well insulated chest freezer. Nice. A wood burning potbelly stove in the basement, hooked up to the chimney and a barbecue in the backyard. A power outage is inconvenient for us, but not as bad as what Tony sounded like he went through. True.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Luckily, Tony's mostly caveman, so it didn't really affect him. It affected his wife and kids, though.
This is true. Yeah.
Tony just went outside and was picking ticks off himself and, just caught what came by. So.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes you got to spear shit.
Yeah.
Like now, Goldberg stuff.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, you don't mean with a weapon. You mean, and yourself as a weapon, of course.
Like, the mailman's trying to fill up my mailbox and he just gets tackled into the side of his truck.
Again. Yeah.
Again.
Gore!
Oh, wait, we're talking wrestling. We got to shift off this.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. I can just see you doing that every time, though. He's like,
yes.
I'm not taking that route anymore. I'm like, why? Like, it's such a great route. I'll take it. Like, yeah, you can have it. How come nobody wants this route? See for yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy, really.
Sucka. All right, so that's what I got. First of all, I want to say, as we tend to do, we haven't heard anything from our buddy Cheeto Bandito in a little bit here, so shout out to Cheeto. Hopefully you're doing all right.
I mean, is he doing fine? I wonder.
I know we're sad. We miss
the land
him.
Of Cheetos.
We miss him. All right.
It's true.
What a question for this week.
Well, this one I was going to do last week, but the previous week we asked, what does your life want to taste like? And it just was kind of similar.
Okay.
So I gave it a week in between.
Word.
So this time, Brian, if you had your own air freshener, what would the scent be?
Oh, man. Yeah. Because I certainly don't smell like new car smell.
What?
I mean, I could, but I don't.
Well, I mean, not like, not like your deodorant, but like, say there's like your face is an air freshener. What would the scent that you want to fill up that car with be?
What a big air freshener.
It's true. Like, I can't see out my windshield. This is ridiculous.
Basically, you just picture like at basketball games where people have those big cutouts.
But it smells so nice.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see.
Someone gets in your car and they're like, Jesus, with the air freshener. And like, sorry, dude, this is the only size it comes in. Like breaking it into like, pieces.
You have to assemble it in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it just unfolds. That's all it is.
For sure.
Like, I can't even hang this from the mirror. What the hell am I going to do with this? You just put it on the roof. You put it under the roof of the car.
Put it in passenger seat, driving the HOV lane.
Or that. That's a good call right there. You know what I'd like it to smell like? Because probably one of my favorite smells in the world. And I don't mean smoky bourbons. Or scotches. Like barbecue, man. I love the smell of barbecue.
Right?
So, I'm just gonna go with barbecue, cause.
Barbecue, that is a good one.
There's no, whenever you go by a good barbecue place and you just smell it from outside and your mouth starts watering, your loins get, tingly, your pants get tighter, that's what I want people to experience that when they smell my air freshener.
Nice.
Yeah. Tight slacks.
Tight slacks.
Like we said before, slacks so tight, there's no slack.
Right.
Which is the catch line for the Salty Language slack line.
Is that like the line that the kids use to do the flips on?
I think that's the parkour line.
Oh, okay.
Parkour.
All I was kind of with you. Like, barbecue is delicious.
Yeah.
And part of me wanted to do, like,
Breast.
the sweet, delicious. Yes, raccoon. Yeah, titty sweat. Mine smells like titty sweat.
Yep. That's what I dab behind my ears.
Smells like freshly jogged in vagina.
Wait.
Like you're jogging in it.
Okay.
It's a giant vagina.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But part of me was like, yeah, I like the idea of barbecue, but I don't want to be hungry when I'm driving.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right?
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you would be hungry all the time.
And then I was like, well, what if it smelled like a delicious bourbon? But then you get pulled over. Have you been drinking something? Because, it smells booze.
Like, no, I swear it's the air freshener. Be like, sure.
Sure, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to lean to, I don't smoke a pipe, but I love the smell of pipe tobacco.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with crack.
Yes. Yeah.
Fresh, delicious crack.
It's been a long time since I heated up a vial. Yeah, I think I'm going pipe tobacco because there's something always about it. Like every time I smell it, it makes me want to smoke a pipe, like some sort of old man.
Yeah, well, because
old man.
Because you are an old man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Fair enough.
Tis true. True.
All right, I can get behind that. I like that smell too. I have no real interest in smoking one, but I do enjoy there's something about pipe tobacco that's, it's weird because I've never really, I didn't have like a grandpa that used to smoke a pipe. I don't have any memories attached to a pipe. So
right.
It's, it's not, there's no nostalgia or anything to it. It's just, just a good smell. Maybe it's because it reminds me of the idea of kind of like cigars. When I smell cigars, I instantly think of like bourbon or scotch or, maybe it's that.
Yeah. I agree with that completely.
All right. Fair enough.
So I guess what we're asking then is if you had your own air freshener, what would it smell like?
Show me what you got.
Boom.
Nice.
Show me what you got.
Yeah. Really quick, I want to mention that I didn't, because I was watching Lucha Underground, I didn't start watching Iron Fist. So
that's fine. Bro.
Next week, I'll certainly talk about Iron Fist because tonight I'll be binging that. So
yeah, I'm sure I'll be watching it at some point this week as well, so we can have a binge fest.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what? Huh?
I don't know. I was going to just tag her cool, but I didn't. I decided not to.
All right. Fair enough. I guess not then. All right. Well, let's wrap this sumbitch up, and then I guess
Aye.
As always, we would love for you to go visit saltylanguage.com. Just do all sorts of things with the buttons there. You just have your way with the site, it likes
Indeed.
It likes it. It told us. It's, it's your, it has a crush on you. It just is too shy to initiate. So, while you're there, have a look around at obviously the show notes will be there. So there'll be all the links that you need. Tony will just have them nice and convenient usually. There's, a link for the Patreon that we mentioned earlier. So, if you can help out with that, that'd be awesome. If not, well, you suck, but that's okay. I kid.
We all hate you.
Yeah, not hate, just strong dislike. No, hate. The networks that we're part of are still at the bottom.
Oh yeah, Brian.
Okay. So you scroll down and you want to see them networks. The Tangent Bound Network. We're on the Geek Life Radio podcast list. And
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.
It was nice to have that played again.
It was. I missed it.
Since we were missing out on it last week.
Yeah, my life felt incomplete for a full week because of that. So,
do you need me to complete your life?
That seems weird.
No, but I'm just asking.
Yes, I do.
There you go. And
that's
on
right.
Friday too.
That's right. Because last week we couldn't play that either. It's nice to have the soundboard back.
Right?
Soundboard is my favorite part of the show. Favorite co-host, I guess. But
oh,
yeah, boy! Oh boy, that was loud as hell.
Enjoy it, Garrett.
Huh? We're slowly
enjoying your delicious West Coast beers of blood shooting out of your ear holes.
You're right. That's only fair.
It is.
So I've totally lost route. Oh, if you want to contact the show, as we mentioned earlier, you can email stuff to us, like, you know, for our 300th episode or just in general at saltylanguage@gmail.com. You can find the show on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
I am at Monotony. And you can find me on Snapchat at salty_language.
I'm Ninjitsu.
And we're also Salty Language on the not on YouTube. Salty Language on Instagram.
Yep.
Salty Language Pod on YouTube.
Yep. And all the links are on the website.
There you go. Oh my God, there's some more shit we got to talk about.
There's the Facebook if you really want to look at it, but I wouldn't bother. No.
You almost took my headphones off my head, you filthy animal.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, Brian.
Mentioned the Amazon link already, but if you're going to shop on Amazon, you know, swing by saltylanguage.com first, click the Amazon banner, and then shop away as normal. Doesn't cost you anything extra, just a little extra time to click on the link and help you boys out. And, man, I'm really feeling like I'm forgetting something I usually say here.
How about... Was that what you're thinking?
No, but it's certainly, I'm certainly okay with it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You know, whatever. Go to the site, do the things, listen to the enthusiasts, all the other stuff, whatever. And I guess until next time, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Only one?
Well, have all the beers, you'll be fine. Have all the green beers you can drink, because we're certainly not having any of them.
No. My original plan tonight was to swing by the liquor store and buy a bottle of Irish whiskey and have a beer and a shot.
Ah, okay.
But then I realized I had to go pick up my daughter.
You chose poorly. No.
I know, right? So I did not do that.
The sacrifices of fatherhood. You know what I'm missing out on because of you?
Exactly. Sweet, delicious Irish whiskey.
Yep.
So have, you said have a beer. Have all the beers, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Stay drunkard.
And, I guess grab some shillelaghs.
Idly, ho.